Yo, this is Amir and you're watching DONTAE'S Boxing Nation.
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Now, you know, it's one thing when all of the fans, the majority of the fans, other professional boxers and trainers that I interview, it's already one thing when they're saying, Kell Brook, he needs to go ahead and fight his mandatory, he needs to fight Errol Spence. It's one thing when they're saying it. But when you hear Amir Khan corroborate these exact points, the guy that Kell Brook is going to possibly face next to avoid his mandatory. When you hear Amir Khan saying this, it makes it very difficult to oppose the truth. Matter of fact, before I go any further, let me go ahead and play this clip. This was an interview conducted by Fight Hype. I'll put the link in the description box so you can watch the whole video, but I'm just going to play a small clip of what Amir Khan had to say about Kell Brook possibly vacating his belt and not facing Errol Spence to pursue a fight with Amir Khan. Check out this clip, guys.
Now I heard that Kell Brook's giving up his IBF title. Now I don't expect. I don't expect a fighter, man, who gives up his titles. I mean, if someone's gonna give up a title that he's won, what's the point of being in the sport, man? I mean, you rather get beat and have that respect that you still, you know, you still kept holding your title regardless who was in front of you. He's the one guy who's gonna give his title up. I mean, I think, look, that's just really sad to see as a fighter. You know, you win a world title, then you give it up because you don't want to fight the opposition or mandatory, you know.
Now, I told you guys this before, and I'll tell you it again. You can call me whatever you want to call me. One thing you will not call me is a liar. You will never say what DONTAE says, it makes no sense at all. You know why? Because 90% of all of the professional boxers and trainers that we watch all the time, in interviews, whatever the case may be, 90%, and that's being modest, 90% of them always agree with damn near everything you guys hear me say on this channel. And I have the videos to back it up and prove it, okay? After 2,000 videos plus and thousands of interviews, I can prove what I just said. Always remember this. Love without truth is hypocrisy. Truth without love is brutality. And that explains it all. Now let's go ahead and revisit what Amir Khan just said about Kell Brook possibly avoiding his mandatory Errol Spence to fight Amir Khan. One of the main things that stood out is when Amir Khan said, I don't respect him if he gives up his belt. I mean, if you're willing to give up the belt that you won, what are you in the sport for? That makes a lot of sense. That is the type of rhetorical question that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, because in any competition, in any sport, you aspire to be the best there, right? And once you have a championship belt, that is confirmation that you are either the best or you are one of the best, right? I mean, to put it in a better perspective, imagine you watching the Olympics, boxing Olympics, right? There's this guy, he's about to fight in the gold medal match, but he has to fight against one of those tough-ass Cubans to win a gold medal. So this guy says, you know what? Instead of fighting for the gold medal, it's not that important. Can I just not fight the Cuban and fight the guy from India for a bronze medal? Or can I just fight that other guy from a country where I won't get a medal at all? Can I do that instead? This is pretty much exactly what Kell Brook is attempting to do if he vacates his championship belt that he won just to fight a guy who is not a champion. Just to fight a guy who offers Kell Brook nothing other than another W on his record. And for boxing fans to say, hey man, but he's gonna make some money for it. Why do you as a boxing fan care about how much money this man is putting into his bank account? How does that benefit you as a boxing fan? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. The only thing that benefits a boxing fan is getting the fights that we want to see and finding out who the best is, right? This is the reason why more people tune in to watch the Super Bowl than just a regular non-playoff season game where nothing is really on the line other than your record. The main reason we watch these sports is to find out who the best is, right? I mean, that's just obvious. So yeah, man, I thought that was really interesting what Amir Khan had to say. And, you know, for the fans, once again, who said before Amir Khan had said this, had basically corroborated everything you guys have heard me say. Before Amir Khan said this, I told you guys in my last video when I talked about this Khan or this Brook Errol Spence situation, you had a lot of Kell Brook and UK fans that were saying stuff like, oh, you must just be an Errol Spence fan, and oh, you know, you're just hating on Amir, on Kell Brook, etc., etc., etc. So now I ask you the question: is Amir Khan just a big ass Errol Spence fan? Does he just love Errol Spence so much because he doesn't believe that a guy who won a championship belt should never give it up just to avoid tough competition? Does that make Amir Khan Errol Spence's #1 fan? What about the IBF, who is mandating and forcing Kell Brook to fight the #1 contender, like Kell Brook has done in the past, by the way, when he fought guys like Frankie Gavin? If the IBF is demanding and mandating that Kell Brook fight his #1 contender, are they only doing this because they're big fans of Errol Spence? Oh, so if we use that logic, that means the IBF, they were huge big fans of Frankie Gavin when Kell Brook fought when he fought him, right? Oh, so they're big fans of them, right? You know, it was interesting too, because Amir Khan, he said he would never do that. He said, I would never do that. And, you know, I didn't play that part of the interview, but Amir Khan, he also said, you know, when Marcos Maidana was my mandatory, I fought him. As tough as Maidana was, I fought him because he was my mandatory. That's what Amir Khan said, okay? Now, and I'm not trying to paint Amir Khan as being perfect and a person that has never contradicted himself, because of course he has. But when someone makes sense, you have to give them credit for making sense. And in this instance, what Amir Khan said, it made complete sense. And that's really all that matters when it comes to this situation. So that's pretty much all I gotta say for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.